No split screen, nothing like that. Just started that, so it may take some time for other people want to join in. Let me start a poll. Guess the flavor of Pringles. Let's see, got original. Vinegar. Let's see what else we got. And we're dancing. There we go. Got the poll started. I'm eating Pringles, and you have to guess which flavor I'm eating. Ah, something interesting. Got my Dr. Pepper, though. So yesterday, I went and got, well, about a week ago, I ordered them, tires for the car. And I had to order them because they didn't have the ones I wanted in stock. I go to Walmart to get my tires done. I've done it for years on different vehicles and never had a single issue with it. I get lifetime rotating balance. I can go in there, they'll knock it out. I can show up early in the morning, whatever. And like I said, I've never had an issue with their tires. And they sell all the major brands, Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, BF Goodwrench, whatever. And my right rear tire for months has made this wah, 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 wah sound as you go down the road. And at first it was in the front left tire, and then when I had them rotating balanced, the sound moved to the back of the car. So I knew it wasn't the car itself. I knew it was the tire, but still had good tread, and it was just warped in some way. So I just dealt with it. But the tread finally wore down enough. I had to get some new ones. World of difference now with the new tires on there. It's a lot smoother. You could I knew it was instantly better than it was before. The ride's a lot smoother. That sound went away, all that stuff, and it was just like I was way past due on getting some tires for the car. I learned some stuff about them. There's one thing you gotta look on there. There's different indicators on your tire for what speed they're rated for, what's the tread wear, temperature wear, all that kind of stuff on there. It's all listed on the side of your tire. And one of the things I look for is the tread wear. And my previous tires had tread wear of 400. These have a tread wear of 600. The higher number, the better. There's a little, you can go online, look this up. I think Tire Rack website had a really good description of all the different stats on your tires and what they mean. So when you're trying to order tires, you get the right ones for what you need. And basically there's this standard test they've been doing for 50 years or something like that. They'll take these particular tires, they'll put them on a car, and they'll run this track for like 7,000 miles or something like that. And based on that track that they're running the tires on, they can grade the tread wear and all this other stuff on there. So based on the tread wear, you can tell if your tires are going to last longer than expected. So if they were listed for 60,000 miles and you got a high tread wear number, then you're more likely to get all those 60,000 miles, maybe some more. But if you have like a 100 rating on your tread wear, you might just maybe get the 60,000 miles that you bought. You may not. So you gotta look for that type of thing on there as well. And then there's the temperature grade and the speed grade, the weight grade, all these different things for the tires. A lot more than just going up there buying the cheapest ones you could find. And yeah, you can buy cheap tires, but you're going to end up buying them again real soon. I I'd rather spend a little extra money, get really good tires that are going to last me a long time, have a better ride. They won't wear as much, a lot more durable. They're not going to, you get some cheap tires and you hit a curb, you blow off the side of the tire and you're done. So, I decided I try to get good tires for my car because I drive it every day at work and everything. If I'm going on a trip somewhere, I'm taking this particular car, I want to have good tires. And then you get the lifetime rotating balance. It's like a win. It's definitely like a win. So, I went with BF Goodwrench this time. I had Yokohama tires on there before that came with the car, and they were ready for 80,000 miles, and I got about 78,000 out of them, or 79 actually. So I almost hit the 80,000 mark for those tires. But the last 10,000 miles they were noisy, and it just didn't ride smooth anymore. But man, it's a world of difference. I'm working today. I'm just taking my lunch. I come up to the public park just down the street from my work, and I'll have me a snack for lunch because normally I have big dinners, and I'll get on live feed and just try to chat with people, and I hang out for maybe a half an hour or so, and then I go back to work. It's all good though. I work Monday through Friday. I get good hours. Can't complain about my job. It's pretty good. And then the weekends I try to do a morning live feed, just coffee time or something like that. Got some projects around the house. Probably do some videos and feeds of that. But a lot of my stuff's kind of random. Man, it is a rat race, and I still struggle with that. Years ago when I was going through therapy and stuff, it's just like, what am I doing? I'm going to this place, doing these random things for somebody else, so I can bring money back to my place and live, have food and roof and shelter. And it's standard. It's what it is when you get a job and live your life. But it's just so mundane, and everybody's trying to get to the top, and everybody is against each other all the time. And it's like cutthroat type stuff. If you're not in the right clique, you don't know the right people, you may not get promoted. If you don't bend the rules or do certain things that your boss or management want you to do, yeah, it's totally a rat race, man. It's only a rat race. It's just, I think that's being in this, I don't know if it's the day and age that we're in with all this information thrown in our faces all the time because of the internet. But I feel like there should be more to life than just going to work, come home, sleep, go to work, come home, sleep, over and over and over again. No, you're right, man. I'm 48. I should have invested in stuff 30 years ago. I remember being 18, 19, saw a commercial like Charles Schwab or something like that, and $50 a month for retirement, build yourself a fund. If I'd have done that since I was 18, man, I'd have a kick-ass nest egg for retirement. But life threw me a lot of curveballs. I couldn't afford to let go of $50 a month, working different jobs and getting married and having kids and all this other stuff, and then losing a job due to the recession. And it just never, I needed every penny I had. So it was a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing. But I'm not upset about it. I don't know. I always had the idea, the mentality that I'll probably work till the day I die anyway. That's depressing in itself, right? Work till you die. I've always said we shouldn't be living 80, 90 years old anyway. What the average lifespan of a human was like mid 30s, 40s, if you were lucky in the dark ages and stuff, until about a few hundred years ago when medicine started getting better. Done. That's why you have these problems after you're 40. Your body wasn't meant to live that long. All these different cancers and heart attacks and everything else. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't waste my money. I have a little bit of a savings. Um, and then I was in the Army for 23 years, so I got a retirement from that. Plus, I have Social Security. Then I get to retire from this job. I'm really not. I think I'm okay. I think I'm gonna be all right. The only thing I have to worry about is if the country completely falls apart due to some world war or whatever happens that totally dismantles the country. Then I'll have to worry about jobs and stuff. But, so do you invest, Lionel? Do you invest your money? How old are you? Yeah. When I was married, she didn't work. I worked. She stayed home with the kids. She had no problem spending all the money either. There'd be times I'd work at two jobs, two or three jobs at a time, waiting tables and then working, morning shift at one job, waiting tables at night. And then I had a little side gig, fixing computers, trying to, make a little extra money. And she'd go off and blow it all, going out to eat all the time. If I could go back, I would have never gotten married. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. Now we're divorced. She had multiple affairs. We had kids. I pay child support, but I'm not around her anymore, so it's good. So now I'm on my own. I mean, I have a girlfriend and stuff, but she's got a good job. She has her own money. She's very smart. She's good with her own money. So she pays her bills, I pay mine. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that, man. How old are you, Lionel? I'll probably never get married again either. It's not worth it. The only benefit to being married is for like insurance purposes. Insurance and if somebody dies. That's about the only good thing about marriage. If you're married and your spouse dies, then you won't have problems with the house. You'll have the house in your name. Things like that. Right now, if my girlfriend passed away, it's her house. I'd be homeless. I'd have to go somewhere and try to find a home, and then I wouldn't have her either. I mean, so yeah. Medical decisions, insurance and stuff when you get older. That's only benefits to being married, really. I don't need some court order document telling me to have a relationship with somebody or stay with somebody. Hey, and good. What's my specialty? Random nonsense and random facts, whatever going through my mind. Everybody learns from their failures, Lionel, man. That's part of growing up. We all make mistakes. Yeah. The U.S. spends money all over the world, and I try to stay out of the news. It's too depressing. I don't want it. The amount of money that gets spent in our country and every other country in the world from us, and it's just mind-boggling. I can't even comprehend the amount of money that's being sent from one country to the other for this reason and that. It's just the figures are too astronomical. It's crazy, you know. 23, Lionel. Do you have a career path you're taking? Is like something you want to do the rest of your life? Are you going to college, or did you pick up a trade? Um, is it Fresry? Fresry? I hope I said that right. Hit the like button, please. Um, Joining the military was good because after 20 years you get a retirement out of it, and the military is always hiring. So, if you wanted, and depending on what you want to do, which branch you want to join, um, you can learn a lot of things in the military. I was infantry at first, and then I switched over to communications. So I learned about computers and networking and things like that. And that's how I was able to do my computer business that I opened myself. It kind of fizzled over time because computers are almost disposable now. So you buy a computer, it crashes, you just go buy another one for a couple $100, or you'd spend the same amount trying to get that one fixed. So just go get you a new one. It's, your phone. Everybody does everything on their phone. And I use my phone more than my computer any day. And then again, if you break your phone or drop it in a lake or something, you just go get another one. Owning a computer business wasn't sustainable. There's only so many times I can go to an old lady's house and connect her printer. I mean, those are the type of house calls I would get on my computer business I had. I can't get my printer to print. I'd go over there, and then I'd end up charging them for it, and they feel silly because I fixed it so easily. When I shut down my shop, I had a clientele mass email that I put together. I just shot out one email to all the customers I ever had and said, I'm closing down the business. And it took me 10 years to build it. It took me 10 seconds to tear it down. Every phone call stopped. Everything was instant. Everybody moved on to somebody else. Dreamwatch, Rolex. This is a fossil. This was less than $100. A Rolex, I wouldn't get a Rolex. I'd be afraid to break it, scratch it, or lose it. I do like watches, but I couldn't spend that much on a Rolex. My favorite watch is a Casio G-Shock. Love that watch. It's black, it's digital, but it's really rugged. I don't have to worry about it when I'm working in the yard or building something or working on a car or stuff like that. I don't have to worry about that watch. It's super tough. I've had a couple Casio G-Shock watches before in the past, and I like them a lot. The only bad thing is, when you change the battery on it, you break that thing open, the back off the G-Shock, it's almost impossible to get it back together. The little rubber seal they have on there and everything. That's the only downside to having the G-Shock. So when the battery finally dies, you have to get another one, basically. Just like the computer, just throw it away and get another one. We got a good little poll going on about my chips. I ask silly questions in my poll. Stuff that won't hurt anybody's feelings. Or won't cause drama. It's nice out here today. It's like in the mid 80s, a little breeze blowing. Super quiet, which I like. Basically got the whole park to myself. So where are you from, Lionel? What state are you in? I'm in Georgia, and Frizeri, is it Fesri? Fesri, that's how you say it. Where are you from? Yeah. Rich people don't stay rich by throwing all their money away. Just saying. That was the hardest part, being young and having a decent job. Had all this money all of a sudden. Wasn't rich. But when you're in your early 20s and you're making your own money and you're like splitting the rent with a couple buddies or something like that, you got extra cash. You go buy stupid shit. And buying garbage that you don't need. I'm still that way to an extent. I like little gadgets and stuff like that. Kind of a computer nerd in a way. I like doing the YouTube live streams. Purchased a few little things to make that a little bit better. Check out some of the other videos if you like. You might enjoy them. I'm eating this whole can for lunch. I ate a big meal for dinner, so I just eat some chips or something like that for lunch. So, yep, just some little junk food. Kind of graze throughout the day. Lionel, do you have a bunch of videos on your channel? Do you make a bunch of content? Are you a YouTube creator? The reason I ask is because I'm starting to do interviews of fellow YouTubers on their channel. What got them started? What's their passion? What do they want to do with their channel? How they want to see it succeed? What are their plans for the future? You know, what do they use to make their videos? And any tips and tricks. That's kind of the thing I'm trying to do for. I did my first one yesterday, a little lunch interview. I didn't have anybody lined up for today, so it's just me. Maybe tomorrow I'll have somebody. We can do a split screen and be another YouTuber and just, you know, shoot the breeze. I'm still at awe. I'm still amazed how some people get hundreds or thousands of viewers on a live stream and you're really not doing anything. It's just mind-boggling to me. I guess if you do it long enough, you get enough following, people want to see you. I haven't met them, but I've communicated with a few YouTubers. They're really nice people. You know, they just want to make videos and just like anybody else, they want to monetize at some point. No, I'm not going to buy a Rolex, dude. I'll never own one of them. I couldn't see spending my money on that. You know, like I said, I got this off Amazon. I'll say it was about, maybe it was $80. But then I found out, I thought this was a decent watch. It got wet one day and there was water all inside it. So yeah, it just, the inside got all foggy and everything like that. It says it's water resistant. I was like washing my hands and water got inside there. It's aggravating as hell. I had to sit it in the sun, outside in the sun, to kind of dry it out. I didn't want to take it apart. I don't have all the tools to do that, breaking it or something. But I set it out in the sun and dried it out. And it still keeps time and everything, so looks nice. It does the job. I don't like smartwatches. I want to be able to glance at my wrist and get the time quick. I don't want to have to flip it up, wait a second, and it's showing me a bunch of other garbage. I've had with smartwatch. I technically still do, but I never wear the thing. I want to be able to glance and know that it's 12:02, you know. The other watches take too long, smartwatches. And then they're always buzzing on your wrist, every little notification you get. I remember the smartphones first came out with the Apple smartphone. I think Android came out with a few. I remember getting one, and they were like, "Why do you want that for?" "Well, I can check my email. I can surf the internet on it." They're like, "That's stupid. You don't need that." Not everybody has like one or two of their own. And then I remember when smartwatches started coming out, I got one of those. And, you know, like, what are you going to do with that for? You got your phone. Why do you need to look at that? That's silly. Now everybody's got one. I'm a trendsetter and didn't even know it. I like Android. I don't own anything Apple. I don't want to spend that crazy amount of money on something that can do the same thing as another one. And Apple stuff's so expensive. When you start buying Apple stuff, you get the phone, you get the watch, you get all the apps. You can't switch to anything else. You have to stay with Apple. You've invested so much money and time in this particular product, you'd have to start from scratch if you switched. And don't get me wrong, Apple's a good phone, but it's salt vinegar. Hey Abby, how's it going? Well, I can't tell you. I'm waiting to let you guys know which one I'm eating, but I do like salt vinegar. I don't like Apple either. I like my Android phone. I feel like I have more control over it. It's more versatile. I can interact. I can intermingle different brands with it, and I don't have to stick just to a certain brand. I can get Google phone. I can get a different type of watch. I can get this other thing here and that other thing there. And I don't like I said, I can pick and choose more of what I want with my phone than if I was with Apple. Yeah, it's odd. It's different. It's definitely a learning curve. You know, I still talk to people about try to help people with their phones or computers, and they'll hand me an Apple phone, and I'm just like lost as all can be. Oh yeah, Apple's not gonna let you pirate stuff. Android got more control. You can embed stuff. You can install different things. You can manipulate it. Apple's got too many restrictions. I didn't like Apple computers either. I mean, they got some pretty cool stuff. They make it look really great online and on TV, but nah, I'm not doing it. I'll never take Apple. Never. Do you have like a Samsung phone, Abby? I have the Google Pixel. That's the phone that I have. And Google is my cell phone provider. Been with them quite a few years now. I like it. It's a really easy plan. It's like $60 a month to get unlimited everything. Coverage is really good. Okay. Mind over matter, like a wish list. I guess so. Save up your money, buy anything you want, really. Samsung. Samsung's a pretty popular phone. I find it to be a little quirky. Samsung kind of follows Apple in a way, where they have all their Samsung stuff, your Samsung apps and your Samsung watches, and you don't have to use the Samsung stuff, but I try to keep you brand loyal with Samsung. My work, I have a work phone, Samsung. I don't like it. They're trying too much to be like Apple. I mean, it's a good phone. Got a great reputation. A lot of marketing went into the Samsung stuff. So. I was always interested in those really obscure brands of iPhone, not iPhones, Androids. I'm trying to think of one right now. I can't remember the name of it. Who's that behind me? There's nobody behind me. This place is just me. There are a couple people with kids right now. But it's just me. Alright. Let's see what their votes are for the Pringles. I'm about to show you. Man. It was sour cream and onion. That was the one. Nope. Well, it was tied with the original. So tell me, you guys, where are you from? Hope it was a more obscure one. Yeah, there was one, I think it was named 1 or 10 or something like that. But when you did like online comparison, if you want to compare like different phones, there's websites that'll show you all the specs and everything side by side. What kind of processor, RAM, camera abilities, things like that. Screen resolution, screen size, battery size, all that. And I haven't really seen this particular brand around lately. It used to be advertised all the time. But they touted, they claimed that it was just as good, if not better, than a lot of other major brand phones like Samsung or Google or things like that, or Motorola. But it kind of like they fell off the map, kind of just disappeared. So then you'd be stuck with a phone you can't really get any support with. That would suck. I've kept a couple of my old phones as like a backup in case I break this one or something like that. I did order the Pixel 9. That's the new phone from Google that just came out. I'll do a unboxing video for that. And I got a good trade-in on this one, so it really didn't cost me much at all to get the Pixel 9. I went ahead and did that. Did we lose Lionel? I think is Lionel in Dubai? He never told me where he was. I know where Abby is. I had Helen on here yesterday. She's from Kenya. Or she is in Kenya, I should say. I don't know where she's from, but she's living in Kenya now. And then there's a few other people I haven't seen on here in a while either. Kind of come and go. It's fine though. I don't mind. Like when I did the interview with Eric yesterday about his channel, he likes to stream because he's in the car all the time. and you just want somebody to talk to. So that's kind of how I am with lunchtime. Um, just want somebody to kind of hang out with, talk to. Um, it's not gonna judge me or something like that. I don't feel like that. I don't know if that's the reason. Some people I don't want to, yeah. I used to do deconstruct phones and get the parts, sell the parts. It's a limited market for that, I would imagine, because I used to do that with laptops and computers. People would spill something on a laptop and it's dead, but I could pull the hard drive, save all their files, and get their new one set up. Well, the screen was still good, you know, a couple other things were still good on the laptop, and I would salvage those parts. And every once in a while, they came in handy. But I had like a whole wall full of just parts, different things that I could repurpose. A lot of parts are interchangeable, especially for desktops. Not so much phones. I mean, you'd have to really be in the phone business to make it lucrative to have all these different phone parts. And phones are evolving all the time. New ones always coming out every year. So if you had a part from 2 years ago, it's highly unlikely somebody's going to come to you with that old phone. You just happen to have that part. I mean, you can try to sell it online, but you're not going to make anything off of it. I mean, I don't know. Because even replacement parts, there's a couple websites I used to use when I fixed phones, and you can get parts at a decent price. If you know how to take the phone apart, you can fix it yourself. They have how-to videos and stuff. That's what killed my business as well, all the YouTube videos on how to fix your computer and how to fix your phone. People just do it themselves a lot now too. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I work on my own car, my own truck. I work on all my own stuff. Hardly ever have somebody come in and do it for me, unless it's just something I don't have the tools for, or if it's just too big of a job. I might hire somebody, but most of the time I do all the work myself. I've been that way forever, working on like cars and trucks. And somebody's proud of their truck. They tore the muffler off of it. Want to be heard, want to be seen. Thinking about ordering another part for my my truck, the headliner on my old pickup truck, and get it fixed up some more. I don't know. It's going to be expensive. I'm probably just going to wait. The headliner on this old truck. You got 5 hard drives. Do you know how to hook them up and see what's inside them? That's nice. You get an external hard drive cradle and plug that into your, put the hard drive in it, plug that to your computer, and you can look at all the files inside and make it like a storage drive if you want, or you can just save the stuff that's on it. And if you got a desktop, you can put it inside the desktop. Add extra storage that way. The rear empty. A hard drive cradle is not expensive at all. $20, something like that. And it'll have 2 cords, one for power, one to hook your computer. Plug it in, boom. You'll be able to see all the files, pictures, documents, all that stuff on there. So yeah, I had stacks of hard drives, stacks and stacks of them. When I shut it down, there was another guy that did computers. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, 3 terabytes of free space. If you're doing a lot of pictures and music and videos and movies, that'd be good. I just gave him a lot of stuff. He paid me a little bit of cash for my spare parts and things like that. He came in and hauled them all off, and he had everything that I had. I had to give it up. There's a lot of different factors why, but I shut it down pretty quick, abruptly, and so yeah, he benefited from that. And then I did have a couple of stragglers that wanted to. They kept calling me and saying, "Hey, can you fix this?" Or "Can you?" I'm like, "Sorry, I don't do it anymore." So had to turn them down, turn them away, tell them go to this other guy. 3 terabytes of space. Do you have it like a desktop or a PC? I mean, a laptop, desktop or laptop. Because if you had a desktop, you can stack all those drives in there for backups and storage and all that stuff like that. That's why I still have a desktop. I don't really care for laptops. You're limited to what you can do with them. And I can do everything on my phone that I can do on a laptop. But if I need to get something, a big program, or do some heavy work, I'll get on the desktop for that. That's where I play games and stuff too, on the desktop. So, and they last a lot longer. You can build them yourself for a decent price, and they last way longer than any laptop could. Get more power and versatility. You can upgrade it and keep it going. You have a bunch of grandpa's drives. You can throw those in there. Yep. I took one desktop computer and I took it out of the case and I put all the components on this piece of plywood and I hung it on the wall. And I put neon lights around it so you could see all the stuff inside the computer as it hung on the wall. And yeah, it was kind of neat. But that's when I had a bunch of spare parts and I could just play around with it. I had another idea for custom computer desktops. And the desktop tower itself, the idea was to have it a really nice wood finish. It'd be actually made out of wood, but a nice stain and grain on it, and you could engrave different patterns and designs or names on the side of the desktop, and it'd have a totally wooden enclosure. You'd have the metal guts on the inside, but the outside would be really nice finished wood, stained and polished, shiny and everything like that. And it could match your furniture in your home, and still have the functionality. You move to places pretty often. I mean, it's not hard. If you know what you're looking for and what you're going to buy, get your little parts list, go online and shop around, and you can get the stuff you need. It's not hard to do. I've built plenty of computers, and a guy I used to work with a couple of years ago, I told him, say, order these things, I'll come to your house and put it together. He was a coworker, really cool guy. And so yeah, I went to his house one evening. It took me about an hour to put the whole thing together and get it fired up. He was super happy with it. And it still runs fast because it doesn't have all that bloatware on there. It's just Windows. It doesn't have all these extra garbage on there you get when you buy a computer at a store. That's why they're cheaper at the store. These companies pay to have their software on the computer, and they're paying for some of the computer for you, so therefore the price goes down. And then you buy this computer, and the company's hope is that you will click on their programs and purchase them, and they can make money off of you with these particular programs like antivirus or things like that. And most of the time you don't use them, and they just sit there and they keep popping up, or the computer keeps going to them and you lose memory and speed because of these different apps and programs on there. And some of them are kind of hard to get off of there. They made an agreement with Dell or HP or Toshiba or whatever, and so it's almost impossible to get them off there unless you just completely wipe it and you've got Windows 11 or 10 and you plug that in there and do it from scratch. That's a pain in the butt too, because then you got to go to their website and download drivers, and then they put those in packs. So when you download the driver to make different parts of the computer work, you end up downloading those programs all over again. Like this never-ending circle of garbage on your computer. That's why I like building my own. Build your own. You can have just what you want on there, and it'll run super fast. I've had this desktop for like 5 years. I can turn it on. It'll be up and ready to go in like 30 seconds. It still does all the office stuff I need it to do. It'll play games, movies, all that junk on there. And over the course of 5 years, I had more RAM. That was it. Yeah, I just didn't. I still don't need a new one. Probably won't need one for a few more years. This thing still runs great. And the only thing I'd have to really upgrade would be the processor, probably. So, I mean, I got a decent video card, not the best. Those things are expensive, thanks to cryptocurrency and all that garbage. Video cards are so expensive now, but you can get memory and hard drives and all the other stuff at a decent price. It's not expensive. And you just take your time, throw it together. You know, having the right tool helps too. I had a bunch of tools, you know, specialty tools for putting computers together. That made it a lot easier. So, but yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for lunch. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and talking to me. Maybe I'll get somebody else to join me tomorrow. Maybe Abby will join me on a split screen one day. That'd be kind of cool. I have to get your email, send you the link. You can jump in with split screen, and we can have lunch together one day, or whoever. So my email is in my channel description if you want to send me an email, and we can maybe make that happen one day. I think that'd be kind of cool. But until then, I have to go back to work. I drank my Dr. Pepper and ate my chips. And let's see. More people think I was eating original. Yeah. Nobody, if you watched me eat, you knew they weren't going to be barbecue, but somebody said barbecue. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging out.